All right, I'm over here with Amy and Matt from the Traveling Together Journal, and thought we'd just ask a couple questions. So, what was the most difficult thing of your trip?
I would have to say being away from my friends was kind of the hardest part. I love my husband, but after a while you start having a lot of repeat conversations, and so just having connections with other people, and you do meet other travelers, but a lot of times it's for an evening or a night. The few times that we traveled with people, it was so nice. Like you really felt like, when you're really thirsty and you get a big glass of cold water. Like, it was always really great to be able to get past that initial conversation of, hi, how are you doing? How long are you on the road for? How far are you going? You got to go deeper with people, so I guess, not being able to have deeper relationships with other human beings besides my husband.
Who seems like a great guy, but
he's a great
when
guy.
It's the only person.
Yeah, I'm not as social, so I don't have as much of a need to talk. So it's just the two of us for a few days. She gets a little starved for interaction.
Months. I mean, we didn't meet any other Overlanders for the first 4 months of our entire trip.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We chose a really odd timing. We went through Baja in summertime, which is not as popular of a time to go through. And then, we were on the coast of Mexico in the summer as well. And it's just not the Overlander route, typically. So we didn't meet as many people.
What about
we're
you,
doing
Matt?
that because I surf.
Yeah.
And so we were following the surf season. And so for me, the most difficult part about our travels for the long-term situation was just budgeting time and money. So like managing your resources, basically. You only have a certain amount of time before you either run out of money or your visa runs out. So you have to decide how you're gonna spend your resources. So whether that's like wanting to just surf all the time, which is basically me, or wanting to like experience the culture and go hiking and see more of the world. So that was kind of our constant struggle between the two of us. And since it was just the two of us most of the time, it kind of, you're in each other's space all the time, and it's kind of the same conversation over and over again.
Yeah, actually it's really interesting. I've heard it from lots of other long-term Overlanders that the two partners, you have a lot of common interests, you like to do a lot of the same things, but sometimes, for instance, like I like to surf, but he likes to surf so much more. And I still want to hike and whitewater raft and check out that cool cultural city. And you have to compromise. And so that can be kind of hard.
Yeah, it can be hard to compromise when you're both like, this is the trip of a lifetime, or something like that, You got a lot of weight on it emotionally. Right. So.
Cool. What was my other question? How long did it take to prep?
3.5 years.
We were saving up for the trip for 3.5 years. As far as like prepping the vehicle and like the physical prepping of it was like 2 months.
Oh, that's not very long actually.
7 weeks actually.
Wow, cool. Actually, let's add one more question. What was your favorite part?
I love one of my favorite parts is I really love being outside. I like being in nature. I love animals. Like I can watch birds all day long. Driving down the side of the road and seeing a sloth in the tree in Costa Rica. Seeing crocodiles in the wild. Like it makes me very excited and spend hours doing it.
My favorite part would just be the exploration. Like I like maps. So I'd look on Google Earth or something and be like, oh, this looks like a really cool beach. There might be a wave out there or something, and then just trying to figure out like how to get there, because there might not be like a proper road or something. So you're like, figure, all right, we can drive to here on pavement, and then we'll do this dirt road, and then if it's low tide, we can drive out on the beach and like get there or something, you know. So just figuring that kind of stuff out, exploring.
That's cool. And I guess wrap it up with a piece of advice for someone who's dreaming of doing a similar kind of trip.
It's about priorities. So if your priority is to do a trip like this, then you're going to need to start prioritizing your time and your money. So when it comes to going and getting a latte at Starbucks, that's $5. What is that $5 going to mean on your trip? So you're going to spend X number of hours at work, you're going to make X number of dollars, and then what are you going to do with those? If that makes any sense. So just figure out how to prioritize your time and money. And then it's perfect practice when you're on the road, because you're then going to need to take those skills you've been practicing to get ready for the trip and maintain that. It's not like it's party time once you're on the road. You have to really budget your money. So once again, you're prioritizing what you're going to spend those dollars on.
That's awesome.
And if I was going to give a piece of advice, I would just say, don't worry too much about it, especially if you're going to do a trip like the one we did through Mexico and Central America. All of the countries are like visas on arrival. It's not that complicated. Pretty much the only thing you really need to research are like your visas and your import permits for your vehicle. Like beyond that, you pretty much figure it out as you go and have fun.
That's great, thank you. And it's people like Amy and Matt that make it seem so possible, like it's a real thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I love meeting people like that, so thank you.
Yeah. It's great talking to you.
Yes. Boom.